Hello, my name is Nina. I am a recent graduate. So, yeah, I am a physical therapist. I'm no longer a student. And I just wanted to touch base on whether or not Cal Rice's PT Hustle was actually worth it. In my opinion, I know this is the ultimate answer you guys are waiting for, but yes, it is. And I'm going to tell you why it is. At the time, he had three different programs. One of them was a live one, another one was like an independent one, and then another one, pass system, MPTE pass system. If you're like me, I've always struggled with testing, always had test anxiety. So what I did was I wanted to do the independent program. At the time, I was in clinical and I was still in school. We were still taking classes, having quizzes and exams and homework assignments. So I didn't wanna take on another responsibility of having to attend a whole live course, knowing that I probably wouldn't adhere to the program. I wanted to be able to go at my own pace, which is why I picked the independent program. So the independent program at that time was around $1,500. It was a little bit shy of that. However, someone in my class was able to get us a 25% discount, which basically I paid a little under $1,000. I'm so happy that I did not wait because I'll say a few months down the line, one of our other classmates tried to purchase it at the time and the price increased significantly. So, yeah, I did the independent program. Now he merged it. So he merged the live and the independent program together. So now it's just called I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I know that he mixed the live and independent, and then he still has the MPTE pass system. The MPTE pass system is still included in the independent or live, the independent course. So honestly, if you get that one, you're pretty good. He also offered, so I think a lot of people follow Coach K on Facebook. So he has that Facebook group. Then he also has a separate Facebook group with for people who are in the independent program or the live program. So the independent program included the cheat sheets. So some people that just purchased the cheat sheets, I think it's like $20, but the independent program actually had the cheat sheets included in there. So I didn't have to separately purchase that. He sent us emails where he would actually have live sessions on Facebook, and you could, inbox some questions and or just ask questions on the live session. Another thing is on the videos, the lecture videos, if you didn't understand something or if you wanted to just leave a comment, you could do so. And sometimes he actually would comment back if I had a question. For the most part, he was pretty good about that. What else? Yeah, so you had access to the lectures. The lectures were very comprehensive, and it touched on things that weren't touched on during my program. I always say, I'm like, I wish I would have purchased Cal's program when I started PT school, because there are certain concepts that I just never understood with cardiopulmonary, musculoskeletal, and I went from scoring very low in musculoskeletal and being so scared of my musculoskeletal to that ended up being my like top subject. When I was taking practice exams, neuro usually was my strong subject. Neuro was pretty strong for me. The lymphatic system and stuff was pretty strong for me. However, there were certain concepts that we never went over. And even if we did go over it, he'll put them side by side and just basically help you analyze like the difference between the two. And a lot of his concepts really were on the MPTE. So I took the PEAT one time. No, I took the PT the PEAT 4 times. But for school, we had to pass the PEAT with a passing score. So you have to get at least a 600 or better in order to even sit for the exam, in order for my school to even clear you to sit for the exam. So the first time I didn't pass, I think I got like a 568 or something like that. And all of the questions that I got wrong, I wrote down the topics and everything, and I went and reviewed them on Dr. Cal Rice's program, like if I didn't get to the lectures. And a lot of them, honestly, I just hadn't got into it. So yeah, I'm gonna do a separate video on how I actually passed the NPCE, because I didn't only do Dr. Kyle Rice's. However, I don't think I would have passed if I did not do Dr. Kyle Rice's, if that makes sense. I had to use other resources, but he was one of my main resources. I passed on the first try. I did not have to take the NPCE more than once. And I know a lot of people talk about how expensive his program is. However, it's a great investment. It's a great investment because I took my board exam in July. I got my results back, since I didn't do it the first 2 days. I got my results back August 16th. It was the day after my birthday. I started work August 17th. If I did not pass, I would have had to start work until I passed. And God knows when that would have happened. I was running out of money. I hadn't received a refund check since, I want to say, March or April of 2021. So I was low on funds. I started digging in my savings and stuff just to make sure I was good. But if I did not invest in that program, I would have lost money. Because then I would have to wait till October, and then my funds would have been depleted. And let's say I did not pass that one, then I would have to wait till January or whenever the next exam was, and then my funds would have still been, becoming depleted. So I think it was just an amazing investment. It's currently January, so I would have missed out on so many checks. I couldn't even imagine. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so I didn't follow the step-by-step like questions and material that he said. I kind of did, but I didn't. It was so much going on. I could not follow everything he said verbatim. I just didn't. I'm not gonna lie. However, it was still rewarding. Like, I was still able to brush up on topics. I made sure I went over the lecture notes. So basically what he has the videos, and he also, for the most videos, he'll include lecture like slides or whatever. And so I'll use my handy dandy iPad with my stylus, and I'll add it to my OneNote, and I'll just, put it on 2x speed and just, write whatever I needed. Another thing, if you want to do, try to take notes with people who also have access to the videos, to the lecture notes, and you guys can split it up, because I don't think I would have been able to do that, like cover all the topics and take notes for everything if I did not have a partner to assist with that, because the lectures are so time consuming. And initially, I didn't know that I could speed up the videos. So I was literally watching the videos to its entirety. And after I kind of caught on, like, oh, I could put it on 1.5 speed. Oh, let me try 2 speed. Everything just went by so much faster. And I was able to take notes on it and review it, come back. Even down to the osteokinematics. If you have issues with that, I promise you, Dr. Kyle Rice's program is going to help. I promise you. I promise you. One thing I regret not doing, well, I wouldn't say I regret, but the day of, I regretted doing this, not doing this, which is listening to more of his podcasts. I think I listened to maybe 15 or 20 podcasts of his, and one of them really helped me. I never really knew medications. There's no way I was going to remember all those damn medications. So what I did was, Dr. Kyle Rice had like this podcast on medications, and you do a process of elimination with it. And I think I got that one right on the exam. Honestly, I really do think I got that right. I downloaded PT 365. I believe that's what it was called, which will give you questions of the day. And sometimes I would forget to do them. So I'll have like 10 questions built up. And I will go through them with confidence, and I will get a lot of them right. And I didn't even know what a lot of it was about, honestly. It was literally a process of elimination. But he gives you so many different skills on how to pass the exam. There are people who literally was the top of their class. There are people who had, because my GPA was not the best. I was never a top performer in my program. But how can I say this? It was people who I had honors. Those people who were the top of the class who still did not pass the MPTE. So I was on academic probation during PT school, and I still passed on the first try. Trust me, do not get discouraged. Make sure you go in there with confidence, and he's going to give you that confidence. He even has like sessions on Facebook building up to the exam. He also has a mock exam. I think it was about like 60 questions, and that really helped. And I try not to get frustrated, but my MPT score was higher than all my PEEPs. I did take a PEEP though that ended up being, I got a 790. However, the reason why I don't like to boast about that score is because I saw a Quizlet online. I was studying so many different Quizlets, and I memorized I memorized I memorized a lot of the Quizlets, but a lot of the answers were on there from the PEEP. So technically it was like, it's not like I never saw this answer before. Let's see. What else? Oh, I hate reading. I have a Score Builders book. Let me see if I have it. Give me 1 second. I have nothing against the Score Builders book. The Score Builders book was good sometimes. I will go and review it. However, you see this? I'm not reading all this. I did not read. I probably read 10% of this book. Let me tell you. I wasn't about to do it. Kyle Rice's program focused on a lot of the topics that were not in this book. I mean, I'm sure they were in this book, but that were, he basically covered a lot of topics that were going to be on the exam, to the point where you didn't necessarily need to read this thick book. And I don't like to read. I would rather watch a video and take notes from the video and have somebody break things down for me like that, like I'm in class. I refuse to do it that way as far as going over the Score Builders book. And honestly, it's a lot of things from the Score Builders book that you are not going to see on the exam. I'm just really being honest with you. You could read this thing from front to back and you could still fail. So that's just something to keep in mind. And like I said, I have on here, get your group of people who also purchase this program, just to help with splitting of the notes. And again, I will be doing a PT series on basically how I got into physical therapy school, how I passed the exam. The next one will actually be about how I passed the exam. And then of course how I got into physical therapy school, how did I prepare for the GRE, just all that type of good stuff. But if you guys have any questions, you could leave them leave the comments below. Contact me on Instagram. My Instagram is Nina Dream with 3 E's. I lied. My name on Instagram is Nina Dream with 3 M's. Sorry, I literally just got off work. I worked today from 11:30 to 8. I'm tired. But I really was supposed to do this video yesterday, and I was just doing some other stuff. So I said, I gotta do this video. So here you have it. I hope you enjoy it. Again, leave the comments down below. Ask me whatever questions you want. At the end of the day, yes, the Kyle Rice's PT Hustle program was definitely worth it, especially if you have test anxiety, especially if you're not a great test taker like myself, especially if you hate reading, and if you struggle with MSK. There, what really, I said I was leaving, but I'm not. If you are really, if you're not able to grasp concepts easily, if you need someone to break it down to you, if you need a tutor, this program is for you. There are people who did not pass the first time and then they used his program and they passed the second time. But why wait till the second time? Why not just buy his program and pass it on the first time? I'm just saying. So yeah, again, if you have any comments, you can drop them down below. Any questions, drop them down below. Follow me on Instagram, Nina Dream with 3 M's. You can message me on there as well. And that's all I have for you today.